All right, and now we're going. Oh yeah, do you want a water, Liam?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
No worries.
Okay.
No worries.
Well, we're going here now. So, Liam, welcome to the High Button Podcast, buddy.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
The anticipation has been high. You'll hear the intro. I already did it, but there's tons of questions that we got for you. Tons of stories. I hope you have, like your career. You're a young guy, but I'd say that you've played a long career, like from the experiences that you've gone through, going to the NHL, the AHL, having a successful junior career. Tons of shit you could talk about. So I don't even know where you want to start. Is there anywhere you want to start with?
Well, I just got back from Europe, so let's just jump right into that. It's pretty fresh in the memory, or maybe not. I guess.
Let's forget about hockey here. Let's just talk about Europe. How was Europe?
Oh man, I mean, it's when you go over there, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's just a different world. The first time that I was of age, drinking age, and I went over there was like 3 years ago. And I was in Prague. You've been there, obviously.
Beautiful place.
Great city. And just, met up with Luke Ramey. I think you guys are probably pretty familiar with him. Actually, we didn't meet up with him, but I brought him with me. And we met up with my teammate, Jakub Vrana. He was playing for the Cavs when they just won the Cup. So.
Oh, he's on the team?
He's on the team. He actually scored one of the goals in the Stanley Cup
I was
final.
always wondering if that was the same Vrana that played for the Mooseheads, and I looked the other day, but it wasn't.
No. So he's much younger. He's I think he's a 96 born. So he's just a young kid, but he's a player. Like he's gonna be a stud. So so we just went over there to meet him, and obviously partied, had fun, but just all the cities there, just the culture, the food, just meeting new people, being able to like experience their lifestyle. There's nothing better than that, everything's just always so fresh. And I love just bouncing around. I love traveling,
especially after a hockey career where you're just like North American style. You're just like, it's the same thing almost every day. Then you go to the other side of the world. It's like, how refreshing is that? Eat new food, like just a new language. It would just be awesome.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's the biggest thing, right? Like you're doing the same thing every day. You're going to the rink. You're practicing, you're taking your nap, going to dinner with the boys. Like, it's fun. Like, I love it. Yeah. But at the same time, when I have time off, like I honestly love taking anywhere from, especially like Hershey didn't make playoffs, so I had lots of time, right? And so I was like, all right, let's take a month this time, like let's take a month and let's go over there and let's bounce around a little bit, like I feel like it's important for me to get cultured as well, like to see how other people live, and I've learned so much from that, and I feel like everybody should do that, or experience that, because there's nothing better than that.
Absolutely.
I found that people were just much happier in Europe, like as a whole. Obviously people are happy around here, but like every single person you ran into or you bumped into by accident or whatever, everyone's just like, just happier as a culture.
They love Canadians over there. When I backpacked and I had the patch on my backpack, they just love Canadians.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got to be careful though. Like sometimes they'll target you as an American over there, and they're not a fan of the U.S.
No, they're not.
So you got to kind of almost say, yeah, I'm from Canada. Like if you throw that in, they're like, okay. They're like, because I mean, we kind of sound the same, to them. Obviously, we feel as if we talk a little bit different. But sometimes, like, I mean, when I was in Austria, I could kind of feel like I was there with my girlfriend, and I could kind of feel this I don't know, like they didn't really like me.
Animosity.
It was weird. Just the way, I don't know, just the way they treated us. They were like whispering about us. I mean, maybe they were probably talking about my girlfriend, because she's pretty hot. But I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
That's what you're hoping anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. But like, I don't know. I mean, I almost got into it with like a group of 3 guys when I was over there, because like they're just like, I don't know. I don't think they really. Yeah. I don't know. They didn't really like me that much. But
different place.
Everywhere else, I mean, I've never had any problems over there. Everything's just so chill,
relaxed.
So relaxed.
Europe,
barely any rules.
No rules.
No.
Did you
rules.
you went to Greece, didn't you?
Yeah,
That's one place I want to go to soon.
You been to Italy?
Yeah. So the first time I went to Italy was with Luke.
Okay, yeah.
I went to visit Luke actually.
Does he have family there?
Yeah, so his grandmother lives there.
That's hype.
And she's awesome. Like, she is unbelievable. So I actually stayed with his grandmother while I was there, and me and Luke, like, we stayed in the apartment and stuff, and we just kind of buzzed around like where she's from. We went into, so he's like only 30 minutes from Nice, France.
Okay.
And then Monaco's right there too.
Jesus.
So we went to Monte Carlo.
Oh,
So where in Italy was it? Sorry.
What's that?
Where was it in Italy?
It's called Ventimiglia.
Ventimiglia. So probably just
So
some
it's really
small
close
town.
to a place called San Remo.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the French Riviera. So we did the whole French Riviera. We did Cannes. We did Saint Tropez. So that was a great trip. And then after that was not this summer. This is the summer before. I buzzed back to Prague with my girl, and then me and her, we went to Thailand for 9 days. So
Jesus.
That was a great trip.
How long were you gone for in total?
That trip was a little shorter. I think that trip was like 3 weeks.
Yeah, still, that's a long time.
Still a long time.
Don't you love how cheap the booze is over there, man? Like $1 a beer or whatever. Like
Changs.
It's actually
The Changs.
It's actually cheaper to eat out in places like Europe and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like when I went to Italy, a pizza was like $2.
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Never been to Thailand. Is it cheaper in Thailand?
Either.
Oh man, you could eat well every day for like $10.
Oh,
$15 probably.
Why aren't we living in Thailand right now?
That's all I have.
I mean, it's just, and the beer is cheap. Everything's cheap.
Deadly.
That's why people are happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not making much there. Like you can just tell, like, they're just not making good money over there.
No.
But like, they love life. It's nice every day. Like,
Were the people in Greece happy, even though they're in debt?
yeah, I mean,
They don't
you know
care.
what? They're very pushy. They're pretty pushy. I mean, they're not the pushiest I've ever seen, but they're pretty pushy. But
Were they pushing for like the tip? Like you got to tip them well?
not necessarily for like tips. Like I find over there, like they're not really looking for tips that often.
What are they looking
which
for?
is pretty awesome.
That's
Just for you to buy stuff, like people on the street,
Just like bargain and stuff.
yeah, or like
Everybody's
even like
pop-up
come
shop.
to my restaurant or come to my bar, or, you know what I mean? Like they're pretty pushy, but they're very nice people. Didn't have any problems over there at all.
Deadly.
Yeah.
All right, let's get in a little bit of hockey here, fellas. Notre Dame. You went and played there. You didn't go the major midget route. Why did you end up going and playing there? And how was your experience there?
I mean, that place is obviously it's like a hockey factory. You know what I mean? I wasn't sure how I felt about it at first because me and my mom actually went over there. We visited. You fly in Regina. You drive like 30 minutes outside of Regina. Honestly, it's obviously, I don't know if you guys have been to Saskatchewan, but it's so flat.
Just like
it's
tumbleweeds.
Watch your dog run away for 6 months.
Yeah, seriously, like it's crazy.
There he is.
And all of a sudden, this like.
You can lower the mic a bit, sorry, just like a little bit there.
Yeah. All of a sudden,
you're good there.
You get to this little town of like 200 people, and the school's there, and it's almost like it almost feels like a jail. Like you're pretty much trapped when you're there. They take your cell phones. Like they're pretty strict there. I honestly loved it because I was fortunate. I got to play for like the Hounds. I made the team, so you don't actually make the team right away. Like you actually have to go there, try out, make the team.
Isn't
There's
there like
no
a varsity and like another one or something?
no,
like that?
not at all. You go there, like you could not even be playing like the top. There's 2 teams in the top midget league, and there's guys that like got cut from those teams. That nowhere to lie. I played against one guy. He didn't even play on those teams, and he's playing in the American League now. You know, so like there's really good hockey players that actually don't make the top teams. So if you don't make those top teams, like you're pretty much stuck there for the year, and you're pissed off.
What's the other? What's the team Crosby played for? Shaddix. You guys played? Did you play against that team?
No, we never got a chance to play against them. But that's kind of like there's a school rivalry between them. Well, I guess attracting hockey players is a rivalry. Because they produce hockey players. They produce hockey players. You know.
Someplace back in the day.
But yeah, it's like that. You know, like. But at the same time, I was fortunate. We won the Telus Cup my year. I played with Morgan Riley and Slater Kook, who's with Tampa, and Stefan Matteau's with Vegas.
I remember him.
So we had like our team was stacked. I think like I think probably like 75% of our team went on to play major junior. So like you don't see many midget teams, you know, that have that. But at the same time, you know, they're bringing guys in from all over the place. So it's kind of cheating, but it was a great experience for me.
I have a question about that. Did they approach you to come play, or was it kind of like something that you knew was available and you just, you know, maybe you just pursued it because it was a different option maybe and better for development?
I mean, they don't really recruit that hard, right? Like they just kind of open it up to everybody. That's how I see it. But you go there and they got like their wall of fame. So they got all the guys that have played in the NHL and stuff, and it's outrageous how many people are on there.
It's like crazy once
And when you look at it, you learn that all these guys that are like that you never thought would have played there, and you're like, holy crap, like, you know, like I didn't even know Barry Trotz went there, you know,
he played there.
He played there. He played there.
That guy played hockey. The barrel on him. Holy smokes!
The shoulders on him.
Beer does.
That's
the
crazy.
Shoulders on that guy.
The shoulders. The neck on him. There's no neck.
He can still wheel. Did you see the clip of him doing the skate at practice or whatever? Man?
Yeah.
He seems like a beauty.
Oh yeah, he's a good coach.
Oh yeah, well we'll get into that because you probably had one-on-one meetings with the guy.
Yeah, I've had a couple.
Oh boy, who gave me chills just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, so then you went to Rimouski. Who sat in Crosby's stall?
Crosby's stall. I think they might. You know what? I think they might have like changed the room around. When I was there, they might not have. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Oh.
They should have had a plaque.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, like they should have had a plaque in there, like this guy sat here.
Yeah.
Like nobody should sit in that
What's
stall.
the yellow tape? What do they call it? Construction. Caution tape. Just a big X through it.
Yeah.
Did he ever come back and like visit the boys? Like I remember one year he went back after he won the cup and brought it to Rimouski or something like that. Were you over there that year?
No, I wasn't there, but I know he brought the cup back because me and him had the same billet.
Are you serious?
We had the same billet family. Yes.
Give us a story about Crosby that your billet family had. You have to.
All right. Well, I mean, so Crosby was 16, 7. I think it was either 16 or it was either his first. He was only there for 2 years anyway. He was so good. And so they had Crosby living with my billet, but they had a guy, Eric Nielsen. Like,
who's that? Tough
as nails.
Okay.
He's a Maritime guy. I think he's from Freddie Beach. Living there with Sid, like taking care of him, right? Like kind of older guy, like, you know, loves his beers, like great guy, you know, like taking care of the kid. And so one night Neither's out. Yeah. And Neither got like pulled over or something. Yeah. And so in the middle of the night, he tells the cops, he's like, listen, I live with Sidney Crosby. Like, I'll take you back to my billet house. I'll get whatever you want signed. Just don't give me like a ticket. Yeah. And the cops were like, all right, yeah, like sounds good. I guess they had kids or something. I don't know. So he like goes back to the billet house. Wakes Sid up and is like, hey, like, I need you to do something. And Sid's like, all right, whatever. Neither like signed a bunch of stuff. Neither like brings it up to the cops and they left him alone. They let him go.
Incredible.
Sid, get me out of this fucking jam, would you?
I would have done the same thing.
Absolutely. Even if 100%. They didn't have kids, they're probably just smart businessmen.
Oh, you could sell that on eBay.
It's probably worth $10,000 now.
No, 100%.
With the story along with it now?
Sell it. Yeah.
But imagine how many times Sid has had to get someone out of a jam like that. That's just one story. Imagine how many times his buddies have been in trouble. You're like, listen, I'm best buds with Sid. I'll get him on FaceTime right now. Just hold up.
Oh, for sure. Especially there. I mean, there he's a god there. Like, like playing there, like anywhere. He is everywhere. Like, except Philly. That's all people talk about is like, you know, when he was there, and he was only there for 2 years. Like, it's a short period of time.
And he was young.
16, 17.
It's not like he had he put an imprint on the local bars or anything like that. You know, it was just him as a hockey player. I mean, probably as a kid.
He was so young they wouldn't even let him go out. Right? He probably didn't even want to go out. Yeah, I mean, I talked to my billet about it. I was like, hey, did he like? Because in Quebec you can go out. Like, they don't really care. But I talked to my billet like, hey, did he like kind of go out at all? And my billet's like, not really. Like, he might go there and like he would try to like hide at the bar because people would for sure bother him, you know, like they'd want autographs or just, you know, girls, you know what I mean? So
just smart.
Yeah.
All right. So then you went to Rouyn.
Yeah.
Became a leader. You kind of found yourself, I guess, as a hockey player. If you made the jump to the NHL right away from junior, were you a captain in Rouyn?
Yeah. So actually, I got traded my 17-year-old year. Halfway through the year, I had a coach there who I didn't like in Rimouski, so I was like, okay, I got to get out of here. I got traded there. What happened was I was playing, and all of a sudden it's like around Christmas time, right? Everybody's getting dealt, and I knew I was going to get traded. I thought I was going to Moncton. So all of a sudden it's like middle of the game in Rimouski, and my coach starts benching me. Like he benched me. And I'm like, all right, I just got traded, right? Like I knew I got traded. Yeah. So I go into the room after the game. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, like who's gonna come tell me like where I went, right? And I was hearing like through my dad, through my agent, that I was gonna end up in Moncton, and I was like happy about it. I was like, okay, 2 hours from home, like. Anyways, get called into the coach's office, GM there. Goes, hey, I just want to let you know we just traded you to the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies. Oh. And I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, I ask him, like, are you fucking serious? Like, are you fucking serious? And he knew what he did, right? He knew that he just sent like a maritime kid to like the farthest Quebec team possible.
Zero English.
You know, and he I could tell he felt bad, but not really. Like he was just like he's doing his job. You know what I mean? But then anyways, you know, I was pretty upset for a little while there, probably the first couple of days. But Andre Turini, who was the coach there, really good coach, awesome human being, called me and, you know, told me like, hey, listen, you're going to come in here. Like even as a 17-year-old kid, you're going to have a leadership role, and you're going to play a lot, and you know, we're probably going to have a good team in the next couple of years. So I was excited. And I got there, and man, I fell in love with the place. Like, I had a billet. You've heard about him through Ryan.
What's his name again?
Jean Landry.
Jean Landry. Call him Jean.
He's like a little rock star.
He's a rock star. He's doing a tour. Yeah. Didn't you say he's going on tour?
Yeah.
The guy's going on tour, this guy.
Who?
He
has a band.
He's got a band.
Oh, no way.
I wish I had a picture of him right now. He posted a picture the other day. It was incredible.
Yeah. With the tuxedo on or whatever, like the goth tuxedo.
I don't know. I was
chirping him about that one, but he is a great guy. He took care of me.
What was your story of meeting him the first time? Because Ryan had a great story about meeting him for the first time. Did he give you deer meat and stuff like that?
So my story was probably a little bit crazy. Well, very similar to his, but I was like kind of in shock, right? Like I get there, it's like snow everywhere, man. Like nowhere to lie, like coldest place on earth. Like
what kind of jacket did you have on? Did you have a tracksuit?
But like you know how like when you get like team jackets, they give you like tracksuit jackets and stuff. Yeah. Us, no, they gave you like t-shirts. like solid like jackets, like winter jackets.
Because they knew
like it was bad. Like it was so cold. Like me and Ryan had a 94 Intrepid, and we would have to plug it in every night, because if we didn't plug it in, we weren't getting to the rink the next day, because it would just freeze. The battery would just freeze.
That's fucked.
Anyways, Jesus. So when I met him, there was another guy that played there. His name's Simon Desmarais. He was one of my buddies. He's from Montreal, actually, but he was one of my buddies. He was playing there, and he said, well, like my billet has another room. Like he's open to letting you come stay with us. And I'm like, okay, like that sounds good. And he goes, well, I just got to tell you beforehand, like he's a great guy, but he's a little nuts. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, you'll see. Oh, so we're driving there. We get in the driveway, and I open the door, and automatically this guy just gives me the biggest hug in the world. And I'm like kind of like, hi, like home. Nice to meet you. You know, like what's going on? Like honestly, great guy. But I started looking around, and there's like medieval swords everywhere, and there's like all this weird stuff, and he's all jacked up. And I remember calling, and he's like talking about how he's like a rock star, and he's got tattoos everywhere. And I remember calling my mom, and I'm like, Mom, like I think my billet does like blow or something. Like he's like bouncing off the wall, like he's a rock star. Like I told my parents, and they were like kind of worried, you know what I mean? Like didn't know how to like think of it. But after a few days, like I got to know him, and I kind of started to like understand him, and man, it was awesome. Like he made Rouen like unbelievable for me, memorable for me.
That's awesome.
And, yeah, he's a special guy, and his girlfriend Melissa was awesome too. She was awesome. She put up with all his crap and our crap, really. She was a great cook, and Yeah, I mean, when Ryan was there, it was crazy. It was me, Ryan, and him, and Melissa had to deal with us three, and it was just like
2 East Coasters and a rock star.
Yeah,
It doesn't sound like the greatest.
And you guys, I
combination.
mean, I don't know if you guys know Ryan off the ice, but Ryan's a character off the ice.
Yeah.
So.
Is he?
Oh yeah, he does. Oh, he does some outrageous things.
Love it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
All right. Well, let's.
Jean.
Oh, should we? That's fuck it. Let's just jump right into the NHL. Whatever.
Well, right after Rouyn, he was in the NHL anyway. So
Well, yeah. Well, it sounds like you're a rock star in Rouen with this Jean Landry.
Yeah.
So let's say you essentially worked your ass off to get a contract with the Washington Capitals. Give me the mind state I guess you had going into that camp. You know what?
Well,
what
I
was
didn't have a contract actually before camp.
Yeah,
So-
I know, but you got it after camp.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like,
so
what was
this is a story. So I was going in my 20-year-old year. I'd gotten dealt to Sherbrooke to be a 20-year-old in Sherbrooke, which I was excited about because Hoyler was there.
Okay,
So me and Hoyler were there, and we were there for the first month, and I found out that I got, well, actually, no, in the summertime I had a development camp. Actually, I'll start there.
Okay.
In the summertime I had a development camp. I was training in Montreal, and legit the day before I'm supposed to be at the development camp, I was on the ice, and this like 10-year-old kid that was just out like fooling around with us fell, and his skate went into my skate, and he completely like just cut right through my sock, right here on my ankle, like right above my ankle.
Jesus Christ.
And so like I'm bleeding, and I'm supposed to leave on a flight the next day, but like I'm in the hospital, and they're like, yeah, like you're not gonna be able to do anything for like a week. So I'm like, are you kidding me? Like I'm supposed to go to like a camp, like a prospect camp that's supposed to like almost get me like a main camp, you know? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm screwed. Like I'm not gonna get a main camp now, right? So I show up to the camp. I'm like going through the airport. No word to lie. Like I couldn't walk, so I'm going through the airport on like those cars. You know, you like go when you sit in the car and they drive you around.
Oh, they drive the
yeah. So they drive.
Yeah.
So I show up to
Best
camp.
case.
They have no idea that this happened. So I show up to camp and I can't walk, and they're like, "Well, what are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Well, I just decided to show my face." So I rehabbed it. So it's like usually 7 days long. I rehabbed it for 6 days, and the 7th day, like I was like, "Fuck it." I'm like, I'm gonna try to like skate. I'm gonna try to do this, and it hurt so much, but I just did it. I went on, I did it, and I couldn't skate, but I just did it. You know, just to show them that like I really wanted to fucking be there.
you were gonna do whatever.
And so
Maritime grit.
yeah, maritime grit. So I was out there, I come in, I had my exit meeting, and they're like, okay, like, you know, obviously we couldn't really see anything from you, but they said, you know, like, it was nice to see you, like, put your skates on and at least try. And they said, well, we're going to invite you back to main camp. So obviously I'm fired up. I'm like, awesome. Like that's my first.
So you only skated
That's my
one
first
day.
ever main camp.
Sick.
So that's in Washington, right?
In Washington,
Okay.
yeah.
What month was the development camp?
Development camp was usually it's at the end of June or start of July.
And then
So
the
it's
main
around
camp-
that time.
and
My
then-
main camp is in September.
Okay.
September 10th, and then
Wow.
so September 10th is like the rookie camp, and then the September 17th, 18th, that's when all like the pro guys come in.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah. So
Sick.
all fired
That's
up,
not
train hard for like the rest of the summer. Obviously fix the ankle and stuff. So I'm in Sherbrooke, and I'm like feeling good. I don't know what it was, but I was light. I played like 4 or 5 preseason games, which I think helped me a lot. Like I got to play hockey before I went to the camp.
For sure.
And I was lighting it up. Like, I don't know, I think I had like 9 points in like 4 games. Like I had never dominated like that in junior. And so I was feeling good, lots of confidence,
The
right?
hockey gods, man.
And so my goal going into this camp was like, hey, like I want to get like an American League contract. Like I don't want to play junior anymore. Like I'm done with junior. Mm-hmm. And so that was my goal. Get to camp. We play. We have one rookie game. Actually, we're playing against Philadelphia. So it's all rookies. All the rookies from Philly and all the rookies from Washington. And I knew I had to do something. Like if I, so I go out there, and in warm-ups I'm like chirping Sam Morin. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
He's like 6'7" guy, like big defenseman for Philly. So I'm chirping. I'm like, hey, like Sammy, we're going. Like
he was a first rounder too.
Yeah, first rounder. I'm like, Sammy, we're fucking going. And he's like, yeah, okay, because he's a pretty tough guy. Like he's willing. He's a tough kid. So anyways, we get out there, and like I don't really get like a lot of shifts against him or anything. Like I had a few shifts against him, but like I was already out there and he was out there, and I'm like, if I'm gonna fight this guy, like I gotta have like energy.
Yeah, on green. Yeah.
So anyways, like game went on, and then finally we got into one. And like it went all right. Like I mean, 6'7", it was hard to like even
reach him,
hit him, you know. But you know, just to get in there, and I played a pretty good game. And all the management was there, so they're like, they saw that, and they're like, all right, we're gonna give you a preseason game. So I'm fired up. I'm like, I get to play. I get to play in an NHL preseason game. I'm like calling my dad. I'm all fired up,
even
excited.
Even if it ends
there. Even if it ended there, I was like, man, like I'm gonna play a friggin' NHL preseason game. I was
jacked to the tits.
Jacked.
So
yeah.
where's the game at?
So I think the first one was first one was at home.
Nice. So what's it like?
First one was at home against Philly. Yeah.
Verizon.
At the Verizon Center.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So get home. I get back to the hotel after my meeting. I tell my dad I'm all fired up. So
does the family fly down?
No, not yet. So
I'm ruining it.
So no, it's fine. So I play against Philly, and they had a guy on the other team. His name was Derek Mathers. He was this like big heavyweight guy, and I was like, I know he's gonna ask me to fight him. So anyways, we start the game. I'm all fired up, I'm buzzing, hitting, and I actually end up getting an assist that game, and then I get into a fight with him. So like, all right, we're gonna give you another game. So this time I fly. First time I fly like in the jet.
Okay, stop. Can I stop you?
Yeah, stop me.
Give me the food. What was the food situation like?
Oh man, they got everything on. They got sushi.
They got sushi.
They got the best peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. The best. Like there's nothing better. Like if you ask the guys like what's their favorite thing on the planes, I'd say like 50% of the guys would be like the PB&Js.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, like they're like they stuffed them with like jelly and they're perfect. They're like perfect.
So if you want anything at any point, like can you just ask for anything, or is it like a set menu?
It's like there's like a set menu, but there's like also like, so you get in there, so you get on the plane and there's like appetizers. So there's like like there's sometimes like meatballs or like it's just like appetizers, you know, like sushi. There's always sushi. Yeah. And there's obviously like healthy stuff too, like chips and bars and all this different. Well, obviously chips aren't healthy, but like all kinds of like snacks and stuff, healthy snacks. And then there's beers and everything, whatever you want. But that's like after the game.
Yeah.
But no, like there's a set menu, so most of the guys eat. Not everybody eats all the time. Guys do their own thing, you know, like. What
is this the first time you're flying with Ovechkin? Does he talk to any of the rookies?
Ovi was actually going to that game. Yeah.
Does he talk? Was he like a friendly guy? Is he like welcoming, or does he kind of keep distance?
You know what? Like he warmed up to me quite a bit. But like at first, like I was just this nobody, right? Like just this kid like hanging on by a thread.
Yeah. And then he realized you were his protector.
Yeah, like
in a sense.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, in a sense, yeah, kind of. You know what I mean? Like he's
he knew that
he doesn't need anybody to protect him, though. That's the thing, right?
That is true. Yeah,
he's heavy.
I guess he respected the grind. I guess.
But no, he's got some respect.
Well, this is still preseason.
He's always nice to me. It was only preseason, right? So he had no idea who I was.
Right.
He didn't care, right?
Yeah.
No.
But anyways, so we get to Boston, and they got a guy, Bobby Robbins, and he's a pretty tough guy too. And so going into the game, like I'm all juiced up. Like I don't know, I was just so like mentally, I was just in such a good place. Everything was so new to me. I was just having so much fun.
You just say like, yeah, so we went to Boston, and it's like, okay, well, I want to ask questions about Boston. It's like, so you're playing in TD, like,
yeah,
that's like, how are you? Like, you just say it so casually, and to me, it's just like, fuck.
I mean, it was nuts, man. Like we get there, and like, I don't know if you guys know about TD, but like the bus has to go up this like ramp there, and it's like this tight, right? So I'm like going up this ramp, No, but like it's like kind of like famous. I don't know if it's famous, but like I don't know.
So the bus has to squeeze through.
Maybe it's not famous. Everybody talks about it, but the bus has to like back up through this thing. And I just remember like the bus driver just being such a good driver and being able to get up this thing. And I was like, wow, like this is the national. This is the national. Like you even got National League bus drivers. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Everything is top notch.
And so we get in there, and I like go in and I look at the stadium. I'm like, holy crap! Like
black and
can't
yellow
believe
seats.
I'm doing this right now. And I throw the gear on, go out, end up getting a Gordie Howe hat trick. So I end up getting a goal, assist, and a fight. And I end up being the first star of the game.
Did you go and do the wave?
The wave?
The wave, like you got the first star. So
I went out and did the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
But guess who the second star of the game was?
Marchand.
No, Alex Ovechkin. So I was juiced, man. I was juiced. I didn't even know. Like I didn't even know.
That's
right?
one of the most memorable things from
someone
your career.
took a picture of it and like posted it, and you got like a picture of nobody, right? Like they didn't even have my picture, right? They didn't even have my picture, and then you got the other two guys below me. It was priceless.
Did you play against Marchand that game?
I don't know, man. I think he might have been playing. I played against Marchie a couple times though. He's always fun to play against.
Talk about another fan favorite.
Yeah,
there.
he's a great guy. He's a great dude.
Yeah,
that's nice. Everybody else hates him. I love him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he loves that people hate him. Which
that's the fuel, right?
Well, you know what? Like he's a smaller guy. Like he's got to play like a hard role. Like he's got to be a little bit chippy and stuff.
Otherwise, he's gonna get pushed around.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like people are in a way scared of him because
love it.
They don't know what to expect, and I think that's what helps him. It gives him space out there. And I think that's just part of his game. It's always been part of his game.
Did you read that Players Tribune article on him?
No, I haven't.
It's a great article. Recommend it. Really good article.
See, from the outside looking in, everybody hates him, but anybody who plays the sport or knows the sport respects that, right? Because when he's not a big guy, you have to set yourself apart. Just like in your case there, you knew that you weren't going to dominate points wise, so you had to figure out something that was going to set you apart from everybody else.
Exactly.
And that's what he does too.
And I respect him a lot because he does a lot off the ice too. Like I go to like a lot of the events and stuff, and I think out of all the guys from the Maritimes, and he does the extra stuff. Like he goes that extra mile, like I've seen him do some things and I'm like, okay, like you're doing a good job. Like you're in the community, you're helping people. So anytime anybody says anything bad about him, I always have good things to say because he does get kind of put into this, he's a hockey player, right, on the ice, but off the ice, he's a good human being, so yeah. But anyways,
I could tell that was sincere though. You could tell that was legit because I could feel your emotion talking about him and how you like it would upset me too. Like when people badmouth him, I'm like, man, you know what I mean? But I don't even know the guy, so I can feel it. That's
I think anyone that does anything in life with that amount of emotion and love for what they do for a living, it's hard to hate that. I don't care if he's an agitator or what the hell you do in life. If you're that passionate about it and you're that good at it, I can't hate on that.
Yeah.
No, you
can't hate on it.
I'm not going to change your ways.
Okay, so let's go back to the preseason games here. After Boston.
So after that, I keep getting preseason games.
So you're doing well. Are the coaches talking to you at all? Saying,
so the coaches are really good to me. Barry actually gave me the game sheet, my first preseason game, because he wasn't sure if I was ever gonna get what I mean. Yeah. So they were always really good to me. They're always trying to help me. I still don't know what got into me, but I just had so much energy and I felt so good.
You could see it in your game too, man.
Yeah, and I could just feel it, and
legs were going.
Anyways, I played 3 more. I ended up playing 3 more exhibition games. I ended up rallying up another assist in those 3, and then I ended up getting into 2 more scraps. So they're like, okay, we're gonna sign you, so.
How did they do it? Were you sitting in the room and did they Liam, we got to talk to you for a second?
So I wasn't expecting even an NHL contract. I was expecting probably a AHL contract. I was talking to my dad and I remember my dad being like, yeah, Liam, I talked to Alan, they're calling Alan, they're really, really happy with you and stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's great. I'm just going to keep going day to day and keep pushing and see what happens. So I ended up signing my contract. And then what I was thinking was I was probably gonna get sent down, right? But anyways, I'm still there. I'm sticking around, hanging around. And it's like when you're in camp, it's the worst time of the year because like
your mind's going.
You don't know, especially if you're in a position like me, you don't know when you're going to get sent down. And every day is just like different. Your nerves are just, every day is just, it's not a comfortable situation.
Are guys coming and going too during those days too? Like you're seeing guys leave and then
like guys are every day guys are getting sent down to the minors, right? And so guys are getting sent down, and it came down to like me and a few other guys, and they had some injuries. Luckily, they had a guy, Aaron Volpatti, who was actually a left winger, played my role, like a heavy role, and he was injured. He had to get his neck fused. So that opened up a huge hole for me, and it was between me and a couple guys that had already had like NHL games. And anyways, Barry, all of a sudden, Rob, who's the manager of the team, came up to me. He's like, "Hey, Barry wants to see you," and I'm like, "Okay, sounds good."
So what's your mindset automatically?
Yeah.
Is like
mindset's like I'm probably getting sent down, but like at the same time, I was like,
"Who knows?
Do I care? I didn't really care, right? Like I just signed my NHL contract,
which is dream come true.
Dream come true. Like it wasn't a big deal for me to go down in the American League, It was expected for me, I got to start somewhere, and there's a lot of things I got to work on.
Your goal was accomplished by signing the contract.
Yeah, exactly.
If you make it right to the A2, you're feeling good still, you know what I mean? You're like, I'm sent right here. I didn't go down to the coast or anything like that. I'm ready to go after a year or whatever, right? Like you're still confident as hell after that.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
that I know, but
no, for sure. And so I get into that meeting, and Barry goes, "Well, like, obviously you've had a really good camp. Like, we're really happy with you. Like, how would it feel to play your first NHL game against the Montreal Canadiens?" And
that's what he asked you?
Don't tell. My face just lights up, man.
Did you start crying?
I didn't cry till later when I called my dad, but I'm like emotional now thinking about it. But like,
it's all good, man.
It's crazy, man. Like, I was sitting there and my face was lit up. I'm like, come on, you got to be kidding me, right? And anyways, first thing I did, obviously, I called my parents. They were thrilled. They ended up flying down. They watched my first couple games. I ended up playing against Montreal in my first game. Fought, actually, one of my idols was Brandon Prust. Got to fight one of my idols, which was awesome. That was a cool moment for me, for sure.
That was in your first NHL game, too,
First NHL game, yeah.
You want to talk about setting the bar, yeah? I have a question for you while he's doing this. Do you remember coming to the Lumberjacks practices when you were first getting ready?
Oh, yeah. Cool. I remember the Jimbo would always ask me to come out. My dad always wanted me to go out, and I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, I loved coming out with you guys. Like, it was awesome. It was, for me, it was like, it was cool for me, right? Like, I was only a young kid.
Yeah, you were. You were younger, but you were so much better, and it pissed me off so much. But at the same time, I remember you were at the practice at the Metro Center. And Jimbo was doing something up on the board, and his phone rang. He just reamed us out saying he was going to fucking send guys here if he didn't fuck off, and like, then his phone rang in the middle of him doing a drill, and he literally just left and never came back.
Oh, yeah.
Who ran the practice?
It became a player's practice, didn't it?
We pretty much.
Was it Dimmy, or who was it?
Dimmy probably, and I think Matt Quinn was there at the time too, but he was new, so he was just kind of like, I don't know, boys, like.
Yeah, Jimbo's one of a kind, man. That guy's old school.
I love Jimbo stories.
He's awesome, man.
All right,
you'd have to get my dad on here. My dad could tell the best. My dad's best buddy is a Jimbo, right? So he could tell Jimbo stories for days.
Hey, that's a future prospect.
And he liked me to get me in Bridgewater too, so I got nothing bad to say.
There you go.
Might be a little bit dumb, but
no. Sean loves dudes. Love
it. This first game, was that the home opener?
Yeah, that's a home opener.
So you played the home opener.
Yeah, home opener.
What's that like? Big pregame stuff?
Yeah. Was this pregame? Like,
no. You know what? Like, I was just so fired up. I think I only played like 5 minutes that game because of this. I ended up sitting in the box for like I don't know, over 10 minutes because of this, right?
When
you get a 5, like, you're in there, unless there's a whistle. There's no whistle.
Love it. You're still feeding them right there.
But like.
Oh, it's a good.
So was he like? I guess you guys didn't.
So he and another guy like ran my defenseman Jack Hillen. So I just got all fired up and I kind of jumped him. I mean, I probably should have asked him to fight, and drop the gloves, but I just was just so fired up that I
you didn't even
But at the
care.
same time, it goes back to what I said earlier. You're trying to do something.
See, like,
fucker.
2 of them, right? And Moan's a tough guy too.
Yeah, Travis.
Yeah, I look at it, I was like, yeah.
Oh, no hesitation. You just jumped right in there.
But I let him get up here.
But you have to. I find everybody's like that. There's not one guy in the NHL, not even fucking the worst guy, like, who's the guy slash guy? Marty McSorley. When a guy goes down, no one punches him.
Yeah.
You get him back
You still see it sometimes, though, now. Like, guys will hit a guy when they're down. It's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. I hate it.
Yeah, it kind of makes me cringe that. And I seen sometimes the hands go down and, like, there's a big kerfuffle still and shit, and you're like, oh, God.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't fight, right? That's my main reason.
So yeah, I want to talk about the difference from the AHL to the NHL when it comes to like going out for dinner. Like I was having this conversation with a buddy yesterday, Brandon Newton actually, and he was asking about like, let's say you're sitting next to a guy that makes, $8-9 million a year, and you're sitting next to a guy that's in his rookie contract making $800,000 a year. Even though $800,000 is a lot of money, but you want to be smart with your money, and when you go out for dinner, you don't want to drop $800 on a fucking.
You don't get it all up front anyways.
Well, I know you don't, but yeah, even still, is there guys that will be like, boys, don't worry about it, I got this? Like a guy like Ovechkin?
So in the NHL, they got like what's called a fine fund, or like like you put money up on the board. So like guys will put up like team dinner. So they put TD up on the board. It just means team dinner.
Okay.
Or they'll put like $1,000 or $2,000 up on the board just for like maybe like parties or stuff, or maybe when we do like team activities or things like that. So that goes into a fund, and obviously it just grows game to game.
Is that actual cash?
Yeah,
Okay.
cash. So you always have one guy. It's the same way in the American League, but in the NHL, guys are making so much more money that it's obviously a little bit more outrageous. But at the same time, like when you go just for a casual dinner sometimes, and you go to dinner with, there's guys that have, taken care of me that are making, 3-4 times the money I was making at the time. They'll pick up the bill like every now and then. But at the same time, like we still play like the credit card game. Yeah. Like I was making minimum, and I remember we were in Arizona and I lost it. It was only 4 guys at dinner. It was me, Michael Latta, Wilson, and Justin Peters. And I remember losing it, and it was like a $700 dinner, and I was like, shit, like I can't play this. I can't play this game anymore. Like I'm not, like I can't be losing money all the time. But every now and then, like, like. You don't want it, you feel bad like that this guy's kind of taking care of you all the time. You don't really want that, but like you respect it, and especially guys that make minimum, like guys like Ovi and Backstrom, I find always step up. Or picks another guy, like really good guy.
They don't want you to have to spend your money, right?
Yeah, they don't want us to have to spend our money, and it's just that's just kind of the way it is. And in the American League, it's the same way. Like sometimes you have NHL guys that get sent down from the NHL. Like I remember in Hershey they had Sheldon Surrey there for the year, and he was making I think he was making like $5 or $6 million, right? So
playing in the A,
playing in the American League, and there's no escrow on that money, so he's making even more money. So he I guess like I didn't get the pleasure of playing with him, but he would always take care of the boys. Actually, I played with Gomez.
Wow.
Scott Gomez?
Yeah,
Is
Scott
he a Hall of
Gomez.
Famer?
No.
Scott
Gomez? No, he's a bum.
I thought he was. Never sorry.
I wouldn't call him a bum. Man. He was a good player. Like
he's like, you're a fucking bum.
Like he made like probably over $60 million in his career, right? He signed a really big deal with Montreal, and like he was playing with us in Hershey, and he was always taking care of the boys. One time I stayed at his place in New York City.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Now I feel bad.
One of the Jonas brothers actually lived in there before he did.
Oh my God.
How crazy is that? I was like, it was
Scott Gomez.
Crazy.
What a
web. But no, he would always take care. He took us out to dinner, and like just guys like that, like they appreciate the young guys and even guys in my position. So it's nice.
Cool. Dude,
I was gonna ask something now. I totally forget. So many things I could ask.
Well, that's what we got the paper for.
Mine was on the same topic. I was like, man, Whatever. It's all good. I can't think of it.
Oh, let's talk about Hershey and the teddy bear toss. When you hit that goal, you know that you were on coach's corner, right?
Yeah, I didn't know right away, but
he called you an Irish. He said Liam.
He did say you were Irish. I remember.
He goes, red hair, Irish boy, beautiful looking hair, and he hit the teddy bear toss, and I was like, what?
Yeah. Freaking Don. Yeah, I know my I think it was my dad or my buddy that sent that over to me. But yeah, that was cool.
Do you remember the goal?
Yeah. I mean, it was a muffin. It was a friggin' muffin.
Let's see the goal.
It was on Petey. He played for SMU.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was pissed off because I scored on him, but he's a great dude.
Oh, maybe it's not on YouTube.
One of those goalies that gets pissed when you score.
Man, there were so many teddy bears that got tossed on the ice.
Oh yeah, it was like a record. It was I think it was a record this year. It was a record. It keeps getting more and more every year.
I'm not gonna lie, man. As a fan, the teddy bear toss amps me up. So I can't even imagine what it's like to score the goal. Like I'm like, finally I get to launch my teddy bear on the ice or whatever, and then it just piles, man. Like there's millions of them. It's a great idea.
Did you help pick up the teddy bears?
Yeah. We always help out.
Is that it there?
Oh yeah, that's it.
That's a nice rink.
Yeah, it's a pretty big rink. I think it holds like anywhere from 12 to 14.
The Giant Center.
I mean, they get juiced. Like, as soon as they get so juiced about it.
I love that people aren't even making them. They don't even care. Someone else will throw it on the ice.
Well, like, you're sitting in the bench and you're just getting smashed with teddy bears. I hate, you know what? Like, other teams would hate to come to a rink on this night because, like, it throws a huge delay into the game.
Especially if they got the momentum.
All of these, I think it takes, like, close to half an hour to clean them all up.
Did you help clean it up?
Oh, yeah, we all help out.
Does the away team
Sometimes,
help?
no, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're just pissed off. So
look at the away team. They're going in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of sucks. Go fuck yourselves.
Care. Who are you playing, Wilkes-Barre?
Wilkes-Barre, yeah.
That's the difference, though. This is a good cause. It's not like you guys are doing it on purpose to piss them off.
No.
I mean, it certainly helps.
That is incredible.
But I think they, probably in previous years they've played in this game against us,
like
and they're probably just like sick
either.
of cleaning up all of our mess.
Dude, how sick is it to play in that arena every single night? Do they pack? Do they pack it like that every night?
Yeah, so like we're fortunate, man. Like most American League teams don't have the support we do. It's even a small town. Like, Hershey's not a big town. It's a small town, but they love hockey. Yeah. Like, they love hockey.
It's very Canadian.
Like anywhere you go in the city, in the town, like. As a player, like they all know who you are. Like they're very friendly. They're always willing to help you out. Like, I've had multiple people help me out in my 4 years that I've been there, like with my car or my apartment or with like cable, just anything. There's always somebody to help. And it's a special spot.
Where some of like I wouldn't say worse, but where like some of the places in the AHL that aren't the best to like play in, or just like cities, I guess. I mean, like road trips. Where would they?
Binghamton for sure. Binghamton's the worst place to go.
Where is
on the road?
Yeah.
It's in New York.
Oh, I like New York.
Well, like
but
the
it's
state,
outskirts.
the state of New York.
The state of New York.
Yeah, like it's not. You don't want to go there.
Yeah.
It's the rink, like going there on the road sucks because the room there sucks. Yeah. Like I think that's the biggest thing for teams. It's like when you go on the road, and the room on the road sucks, you're pissed off.
Nothing more frustrating.
Why are you pissed off? Just because
it's just not comfortable. Like you're not comfortable.
You have your routine in your room and shit, and like everybody's in their own space. You do your thing, and then you start to get people trampling on your gear and stuff, and it's frustrating.
And imagine like a guy like Sheldon Shure. How do I say it? Sheldon
Sure. I can't even say it.
Jesus, guys.
Today, Junior.
Imagine he's playing his whole career in the NHL, then goes down to the A, and then he gets squeezed into a little dressing room.
It's like going to the Devonshire's rooms.
Yeah, essentially.
It's like going from the Civic to the Devonshire.
So that's dressing rooms. Cap's room. What's that shit like, man? Like, I know for me, I never like our max room was the best room I've had. Bridgewater didn't have one. So like whenever I see a picture, I'm like, I just picture myself in the dressing room. I'm like, oh man, I just get the jitters, like thinking about tying your skates up in there, and like that must be something else, man. Yeah,
I mean the dressing rooms, it's huge. Like that's important, like in any sport. Like, so obviously we play at the Verizon Center, but the basketball team also plays at the Verizon Center. We have our own practice facility. in Washington.
Oh,
it's actually right across. It's right across the bridge from DC in Arlington, Virginia.
Yeah.
So Virginia's just right across the bridge, right?
Hence the plate.
And so that's where we practice. So we actually don't practice at the Verizon Center. We only play games there.
That's
it's weird.
Do you guys have 2 sets of gear or 1 set of gear?
2 sets of gear.
And we just keep 1 set of gear at the practice rink?
Yeah. The only thing that they bring from the practice rink to the game rink is your skates and then some sticks, obviously, but like gloves. If like anything you want, they're gonna do it for you. Mm-hmm. But you have 2 sets of gear, and they're usually the same set, like the same thing.
So like in the NHL, anything you want at any time you can get, whether it's gear, hydration, food.
How do you go about it? Do you just say fucking training?
A guy like me, like a peasant fourth liner like me, like a guy like me, like I'm not gonna be like going up to the trainers like, hey, like I need this, I need that, I need this. You know, like you feel bad, right? Because you're like, man, I'm playing like 5 minutes tonight. Like I don't need all this stuff. Like you know what I mean? But like guys like Ovi, like. Man, like they get whatever, like they don't mind, they don't care, they're asking, they get new stuff all the time. I think Ovi uses a new stick every game or new 3 sticks every game, I don't know, but he's good about it. I think he gives them away and stuff, but like yeah, like guys you get whatever you want, you know, like
like can you
especially a guy like that who, you know, he's the face. He's one of the faces of hockey. Like he should get whatever he wants. He should be able to. You know, his parents had to pay for it his whole life, but like now he's the face of hockey. He should be able.
Smoke in the dressing room. Let him smoke in the dressing room.
Is it true? Yeah. Is it true that he has like a Russian like crew with him at all times? Michael Latta was on Spit and Chicklets like 2 weeks ago, and he said that sometimes they'll be in the dressing room just after the game, like his friends.
I'm actually glad you listened to that. Like, yeah. So Latz, I played there with Latz. He's a beauty, but yeah, like. Man, he has all these guys there, and they all come from like I think from his hometown. I don't know where they come from, but they're always there. Like they're always around. Like whenever we go out, like Lott said, like they're just as much a part of the team as like I am. You know, like they're everywhere.
They actually like them more than you.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if this is true, but before I got there, I guess like he had his buddy. His name's Goose. Yeah, and the guy's like a great guy. Like I've met him like numerous times, and I guess he was like working for the team. Like Ovi like got him a job like with the team, you know, like that just, you know, like his buddies are all over there just kind of living the dream with him, I guess.
That's beauty.
His family's, I think his family's around a lot. But yeah, like he's got a big house there, so I'm sure they're probably all chilling there. Maybe they have their own places. I don't know. I don't know too much anymore, but
that makes him a beauty, man.
Yeah, he takes care of his boys.
So that was one thing I was going to mention about you too. Once I thought of it, and I just did, was like, no matter how far you go, you still remember your buddies, right? Like obviously you're not the fucking face of the NHL, but it's easier. Like just growing up, you go on your separate paths, right? But when you go and you make it and you're doing your own thing, I always like see you back with the boys, and it's always good to see,
example.
Right? Yeah.
Perfect example was last weekend.
Yeah, exactly. The Roadhog tournament. Or the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I'm so lucky, man. Like I got so many good friends here. They're always supporting me. They're like honestly the best guys, like best human beings too. Like I always say this, but like Halifax is like the best city for me in the world. Like there's nothing like home.
I agree. 100%.
Like people here they're just different, just a different breed, you know. Like not just Halifax, but Maritimes, like, you know, we'll throw Newfoundland a bone too. Like like just different. It's just different, you know. And I love coming home to my buddies. Like obviously we get after it sometimes, maybe a little too much, but like nothing wrong with that, you know. But you know, there's nothing better. Like this summer's a little tough because I think everybody's starting to grow up finally, and they're all scattered now. They're all doing their own thing, and it sucks, you know. But when I remember coming home when I was 20 after my first year pro, like we had a house we called the Zoo.
Right off the plane to the Moose. Eh?
Right off the plane to the Moose. Yeah, right off the plane Saturday night straight to the Moose.
Oh, I love it.
And we're like, you know, 10, 12 guys, you know. It's not like a small crew of friends we have. Like we got
the whole city show up.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
It's nice to come back, and the boys probably aren't just, you know, like what we're doing here, picking your brain about hockey. It's not like, what'd you do here? What'd you do that? What's this guy like? It's just back to normal, like you were kids again, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Still all chasing
Obviously,
the
they
same
got
thing.
some questions sometimes, but they never, like, I don't ever want them to think that, like, I'm, like, like better than them or anything.
No,
like, I'm
that's
not. I'm just
exactly
a guy. I play hockey. Like I'm lucky to be able to do what I do. You know what I mean? So, like it's awesome to come home and just be around them and just feel comfortable, and there's nothing better.
It's such a common thing for hockey players to say too. Like, I'm lucky to be ever. You know what I mean? Like,
of course. Doesn't last forever, so like
while
you're in the middle of it, like
it's not a forever thing, obviously, you know. Like I mean I'd be lucky to play another 12 13 years. Like I'd love that, but no, I'm just gonna enjoy it while I can, and obviously I'll move on to other things when I'm done. So
do you have a house here right now, or what are you doing now?
No, right now I'm with my family. Usually actually I live with Ryan in the summertime. Ryan's in Toronto now because his family moved, but I train in San Diego. I train here as well, but I'm training mostly in San Diego this summer.
When do you go out there?
I head out there next week. Next Friday.
Get in some MLB games, or what? Do you go to those?
I haven't been to one yet. No. But I'll have to, that's a good idea.
Dude, I'm telling you,
they got these horse races there too. I want to hit up the horse races. I guess it's unbelievable. They got it's like right outside of the city in San Diego, and I guess like they get these horse races, and everybody gets all like dressed up and stuff, like Sweet. And they get the beers going and
the
stuff.
Cigars going. Yeah. Victory cigars.
Problem is I got no friends there, man. Like I got no friends, right? So like I might just go
we'll come up with you. Fly us up. We'll come with you.
I'll fly you guys out. I got no friends there, so I probably have to go by myself.
Is your girl gonna be with you out there?
Yeah. So she flies out middle of July. So she's a trooper, man. She flies over the pond all the time to see me. So
there you go.
She loves your hits, man. She loves watching you crash bodies, man. Watch the glass shake.
Jesus, man, we're almost at an hour here. That always catches me.
I forgot again.
I want to talk about the Reeves fight, because that was like 5 months ago.
Yeah, that was recently. Yeah, I was so fucking jacked up watching it, but also scared at the same time for you, you know?
So yeah, like I'll let you take us through how strong he is. I don't really know what else there is to say. Did you talk to him before?
I've watched it probably 40 times, so
I've probably watched it more than that.
Yeah, I've.
That's the thing about around here too, man. Like, even if people don't know you, they get a sniff of like a local guy doing things, and then everybody's on board. That's just like, I find the East Coast way, man. It's crazy.
Dude, he's so strong.
Oh man. So what happened earlier was he was kind of running around a little bit. So I was like. He was like, so right there, he's like chirping me like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, are you sure you want to do this, kid? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's fucking go.
So right here before you guys.
Or do you think my gloves are off? Like right here, let's fucking go.
So right there, look at him, you're like, yeah,
fucking go.
That's what you said.
What do you mean? Like, I'm not gonna change my mind and put my gloves back on.
Could you imagine?
So anyways, right there, right, he just grabs so usually when I fight a guy, we just tie up and then we start fighting. With him, what he's been doing recently, like if you watch his fights, and obviously I didn't do my homework, right? Because look at me right now, I'm like, fuck. Holy shit. Right? Usually you should do your homework and know what the guy's gonna do. Mm-hmm. Me, I'm just stupid. But he grabbed my right arm, my right hand, as soon as I went into like, so here he crushes me. Yeah,
it was just more awkward.
Actually, it wasn't too bad of a hit. But right here, he just grabs my hand. See how he grabs my hand?
Oh,
and now I can't grab him, right?
Wait, I didn't see that.
And now I can't grab him. So right off the start, like...
Watch his right hand. Bothers.
Yeah. So wait, this one right here.
No. So that hand, right. I'm trying to... Like, he's a big guy. Like, he's a much bigger guy than I am. I'm trying to get inside on him.
Oh, right there. Okay.
See how, like, I'm reaching to try to grab him. But now I'm screwed. Like right here, I'm screwed.
Oh, fuck.
That was a big-ass punch, man. Do you remember get the punch at all?
No.
No, you blacked out during fights,
Fuck.
I blacked out with the fight against you even. I wasn't.
Honestly?
Did you?
Yeah. Not like from you hitting me.
Did you guys fight?
We did, yeah.
Fight.
Center ice at the Forum.
That's awesome. At the Forum, too.
At the Forum.
He texted me before after school. He's like, you want to fight tonight?
Well, I didn't have a fight yet.
You want to fight tonight? Like, I need to tell, like, like, let's do this.
Well,
I remember my two buddies fought in junior. They were, like, best buddies. Billy Hart, well, you know, Hearts.
Yeah, and Hoyles.
Hearts and Hoyles. And they, like, were like, come on, boys. They're always talking about it. Anyways, they ended up doing it. And they were beating the piss out of each other.
Yeah, it was a great fight.
It was a great fight. And I'm like, guys, like, how did you guys, like, why would you guys do that? Like, why?
Yeah.
I could never picture myself. Like, Hoyles would always ask me to fight. And I'm like, I'd laugh at him. I'm like, Hoyles, man, I'm not fighting you. Like, I don't have anything against you. I'm not mad at you. Like, I don't want to fight you.
Yeah.
You know?
So when you go to fight, then do you need to be pissed off to fight, or obviously in this scenario you just know you have to?
Sometimes it's way easier. It's obviously way easier to fight when you're pissed off.
Just snap, yeah. Because that was my thing about fighting him. Is
like
everyone kept saying,
I was pretty pissed off.
So I find it hard to punch a guy if I'm not really pissed off, especially a buddy.
So, and then Tom Sestito's a guy I hate. I hated this guy.
This guy? Wait.
Well, on the ice, I hated him. Actually, he showed me some respect after I fought him a few times. So this is in playoffs. So this is, let me give you a story about this one. This one's in playoffs.
Just tell them who you're fighting right now.
Tom Sestito.
Okay.
And me and him had like this Twitter battle, right? Because like he was like calling me out because I ran a guy, and the guy ended up getting hurt, but it was a pretty clean hit. I just kind of took a bit of a charge.
Yeah, a couple extra strides.
So we were like going at each other, and he's a pretty big boy. He's tough. He played in the NHL for a long time, for like Vancouver. He played in Pittsburgh.
Was your strap down there?
My strap was done, yeah, I think.
Do you get any fines for that, for not having it done up?
That was a good rate that I took there. But anyways, but he hit me when I'm down here,
holy
right?
Fuck, dude.
Yeah,
I'm the man. I punched him while he was down. Check me out.
Fuck, that would piss me off.
yeah. Well, watch me here. Like I'm losing it. I'm like, you're.
Is this in Hershey?
This is in Hershey. This is in playoffs.
Was that opening shift?
This is the year we actually went to the Calder final that year.
Fuck.
We lost, which sucked because I would have loved to bring the Calder home.
So would I.
Would have been a great time.
I had a great time with the Mem Cup, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
Still got one of the players at my house from the trophy. No, I don't. Awesome. Just kidding.
Are you playing in the
Jordan Boyd?
Yeah, Jordan Boyd tournament this year?
Yeah. So my dad and my brother and me, we've been a part of that ever since it kind of started. My brother actually played with Jordan.
Oh, yeah, really?
My dad has helped the tournament a lot.
Cool.
So yeah, it's kind of it's a cool thing. We bring in all kinds of guys. I've got a buddy of mine coming in from Hershey, Barber.
Okay.
Josh Anderson's actually going to come in too. He plays for
a fucking stud.
Columbus. He's good. He's real good.
Truck.
Apparently James Neal's coming in. I mean, I think he is. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
if he does, that's awesome. That's awesome.
They announced him.
Jill Sawney is going to be there, so that's another stud.
Brad's playing.
The two goalies, Sparks, I think.
Sparks is going to be there,
and his wife.
Scrivens, right?
Or Scrivens and his wife.
Scrivens and his wife. Yeah. Actually, sorry, never mind.
Deadly.
Both goalies.
Deadly.
Yeah, and Brad's playing, so it's nice to have
tournament.
Brad there too. So
we're going to try to do some volunteer work at the tournament.
Yeah,
I mean,
get
if
some
you guys,
footage.
Obviously, if you guys could definitely come do some stuff there.
We'd
for
like
sure.
to show them that off too, right? That's such a good event for something that was so unknown for so long, you know?
Yeah.
It'll be a good time.
And it's hockey, right? Everybody loves hockey. And I mean, we said, I'll pick up pucks if I have to, you know? I've been there. I don't mind.
Yeah. Well, you're there every year, aren't you?
No.
Most of the time. You've been there a few years, though.
I sniff around a little bit and hang out because that's just me. I love being in the rink, right? I kind of like... You know, if you don't, I always felt bad because I never really gave anything to, right? So this year is a little different. We want to be more involved, kind of.
Yeah, I think there's more teams this year too, which is sweet. Which is awesome.
I'd never be able to play in the games, dude.
Yes, you could.
2 out of shape.
Oh, yes, you could.
I guess I still play, but it's...
Well, I saw you in net the other day. You look pretty good.
In net, yeah.
You're sweating, but you look good.
Don't take up much of the net.
Sweating, but you look good.
Yeah.
All right.
That was fun.
That was good. Liam, thanks for joining, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I got to give my mom a shout out too.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Love you, Mom.
And if you want to shout out anyone else, you go ahead.
No, just my mom. My grandmother too. My grandmother probably listened to it. She loves listening to you guys. Seriously.
Oh, that's awesome. Love your grandma.
I think my dad will probably listen to it too. So
love it.
No, I think everybody. Honestly, guys, like everybody's. They love this. Especially you guys are doing a good job.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Appreciate that, Liam.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
We'll have to have you back. Or what we'll do is like mid-season when you're wherever you're playing next year, we'll get you to call in or something like that. Give a little. Midway season podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing with the summer. It's good just to network with hockey guys, so when they go away, we have the relationship with them, and it'll be good.
back with him a little bit.
It'd be great to. I'd even come on here, maybe even get Sean on here. We gotta get Sean on here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Sean could tell you some great hockey stories. Oh yeah,
and he's raised talent. What is it, 3 boys through hockey?
3 boys, but I mean he's working for like an agency now and stuff too. So he's helped so many kids like just around the area. Yeah. So yeah.
Bears Man of the Year. We'll just throw that out there to end the podcast.
I had one question. What's it like to play? Or no, what's your favorite rink to play at in the NHL other than the Verizon? So like the best away team you've played
Chicago.
In? Not Montreal, eh?
I love Montreal. Was really cool for me because like I lived in Montreal for 5-6 years, right?
Yeah.
And like my parents were there when I played there too.
Yeah.
So they were pretty emotional and stuff. This was actually last year. Yeah. And so they got to watch me play there for the first time.
In Montreal or Chicago?
In Montreal.
Okay,
in Montreal. Okay. So that was a really special moment, like with my family. But like rank-wise, like fan-wise, like Chicago is like crazy, man. Like it's
the Madhouse.
I played there. We were playing the Winter Classic against them that year, so we got to do warm-ups, no buckies.
Tell you
what, that was unbelievable. So I had to wear a toque. They didn't let me get the flow going or anything. I had to wear a toque, but it was unbelievable. And then the game, like I think they were taught, like the fans showed up because it was like the Winter Classic, like game, you know what I mean? Like the first game before the Winter Classic, so all the fans showed up. Like it was crazy.
You played in a fucking Winter Classic?
No, I didn't play in it.
Oh,
it was like the pre-game, so it was like
okay.
It was in Chicago, and it was the game like before the teams were to face, like because you know how they did that like the NHL thing where they fall around the teams. And
then 24/7.
24/7. Sorry, yeah, and so it was just a big thing, I guess.
Cool.
It was a crazy, like just like the crowd. Like I was shivering on the. I was so scared. Oh my god. And it was Chicago, right? Like Taves, Kane.
And just the city's buzzing. It's just Chicago.
Vince Vaughn's in attendance. Yeah. Like there's just so many things.
Yeah, just so many things. Like it was cool. That's the coolest rink I ever played in for sure.
That's awesome.
Deadly.
Yeah.
All right, everyone listening, I appreciate the support. Dudes does as well. Liam does as well. If you could also do us a favor and go to our Instagram, Twitter,
Facebook.
I always fuck this up. Facebook. Did I say Instagram?
Yes, you did.
iTunes, SoundCloud, and I think that's it. I'd appreciate it if you could like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. We'll be back Friday.
Peace.
See you later.